Board meeting for Wednesday, September 27th. The public may join us through Zoom. Our website and our agenda lists the phone number, the meeting ID number, and the passcode. First order of business under executive session. Were there any health, Chief Clerk?
There were none held.
There were none. Okay. Is there a second agenda item, public comment? Anyone care to give us public comment today?
Right here.
Morning. Morning, Maria.
Okay, so apparently the psychopath next to you has been violating the consent decree by the Justice Department. I'm sure you don't know about that, Gary, because we're always in the dark here. And he's been, you keep writing, George, that's a crime. That's a crime. You've been staying beyond 5 o'clock. It's been confirmed by the sheriff. He's an honorable man. You're in violation. It's a crime. And you know about it, and this one knows about it, the time fairy over here. And you know what? You're not doing anything. He's a clear and present danger. He's unhinged. Look how he's staring at me. Look at this, the looks he's giving me. And the girls can sit up there and just act like, oh, this is all fine. It's not. Okay, so do something. He's violating the decree. He should not be allowed in here. Period. End of story. You're going to say thank you for your comments. Good.
I'm not sure you were done yet. So.
No, I'm not done yet. How much more time do I have? Time period?
I'm at 57.
Okay, I'm at 57. So, again, let's get some semblance of order here in the courthouse. We have all these issues going on. The depositions are now public. And believe me, they'll be really made public shortly. But you admit you don't know what you're doing, except for agriculture. That's fine. You're a great farmer. I agree with that. But the rest of the stuff in your deposition is really bad. So let's get a plan. You know, I'd ask you to resign, but I know you won't do that. But this guy next to you should not be allowed in here because something will happen. Sheriff Prudy agrees with me. He's a ticking time bomb. So let's protect the people of this courthouse. And let's get a plan to do what's right. That's all I'm asking. I never saw a group of people that conceal things. Dottie, Al Marshall, you. Just address things head on and deal with them. Yeah, keep writing, George. Kill Maria, I'm guessing. But anyway, let's do the right thing. Okay? Thank you for my comments now.
Thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
You should say thank you for your comments. That's your favorite one.
Anyone else like to give public comment today? Yes, sir. Good morning.
Sure, how you doing? Name's Greg Wool from Schuylkill. So, as I've done before, and I'll continue to do, I notice again we're not being very transparent on where we're moving money around. Yes, I know this is money that's already been budgeted, but it's taxpayer money. We should know where it's going. If you look at item number 8 in the finance office, there's around $30,000 that's moving among budget items. Where is it coming from? Where is it going? What are we not spending money on and now spending money on? Why can't we tell the public before this public comment, before it gets to this period, to let us know where it's going and what it's being used for? Again, I understand this has already been budgeted for, but it's very simple to say, hey, we're no longer needing to spend the money here, and we're gonna move it here. It's very simple. And it would go a long way to show that you're being transparent on what you're doing with taxpayer money. All right, is this federal dollars, is this state dollars, or is this, you know, the county's tax money that we bring in from all the tax assessments that are being done? Where is this money, you know, and what is it being used for? Please be open, be transparent, and just let us know. Every other office has to do that. Every single one. Except when we decide to move money around. There's a problem. That just looks suspicious. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for coming today. Anyone else want to give public comment? Morning, Linda.
Good morning.
Vibert, North Manheim Township. Some of you may be aware of the recently released depositions related to Commissioner Halkovich's saga. Wow, some very informative reading. I think a lot of folks were busy this past weekend reading some of those deposition pages. One incident that absolutely chaps my hide, so I'm gonna get into it. Lisa Stevens, what's her title? Executive Director of Children and Youth. What's her salary? What is her salary? Close to $90,000 a year? And that is a salaried position, correct? She doesn't, like punch a time card or anything. So as a salaried employee, maybe you have to work more than 40 hours a week. Maybe some weeks you work less than 40 hours. But you know what? You bring home the same take-home pay. It doesn't change. Okay, so what was the scam that she was running? She was covering shifts for caseworkers at Children and Youth. But as a salaried employee, she wasn't going to make any extra money for doing that. So she had other employees put down that they were working overtime on the weekends. And then those employees were instructed to hand that pay over to her. Are you kidding me? This is a criminal action. I don't know how many thousands of dollars we're talking here. Do any of you gentlemen up there know how many thousands were involved? Let's just say it was over $2,000. If so, that is a third-degree felony charge in Pennsylvania. It is punishable by a maximum of 7 years in prison and a $15,000 fine. Even if it was less than $2,000, it's still a first-degree misdemeanor with a maximum of 5 years imprisonment and a $10,000 fine. Was law enforcement contacted? Was the IRS contacted? This is a criminal action, and you have someone as executive director of your department. So it starts up at the top and it flows downhill. Why was this kept hidden? Once again, let's go back to transparency that Mr. Wall brought up. Why was that kept hidden? And meanwhile, we have employees, the Jane Does, who have been summarily dismissed and fired from their positions. So, what's going on here? I don't know if IRS has been contacted, but I'm calling them today to make them aware of this situation with Lisa Stevens.
Thank you for participating today. Thank you. Anyone else want to give public comment? Good morning, George.
Good morning. I guess I'll be the calm one today. George Stankovich from Palo Alto. I think it's time that not only local officials, but every official, politicians, I don't even like to use the word because they're nothing but crooks. Nothing but crooks. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them. It is ridiculous how veterans and senior citizens are treated in this United States. Then you hear different things going on, given to situations that shouldn't even be happening, and it's saying that's okay. There's a lot of fraud going around here. I can walk these streets and see people getting money from the government and they're never worked a day of their lives. And then you have veterans and senior citizens that work their whole lives losing their homes. Now, what is wrong with this situation? What's wrong with this situation? People in authority are closing their eyes because there's money going into their pockets. That's the situation. You want to hear the truth? That's the truth. Politicians don't like the truth. And I'm tired of this nonsense. It's been going on for years and years. But these last 5 or 10 years is so ridiculous. They're using COVID and every other excuse so people lose their homes so they can provide for themselves. This is ridiculous. How you can sit here and not know this is happening, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. United States citizens, open your eyes. Don't worry about Russia and Ukraine and everybody else, China. We have corruption right here. Right here. We don't have to go look at other countries or news. I'm tired of looking at news because it's nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. It's time, and I heard from a lot of people, they love at least once or twice a month to have an evening meetings, not these afternoon or morning meetings. Half the people can't make it. They can't make it because they're working, trying to provide for their families. This is nonsense. I hope the new people that get in change these rules and make it that other people can come up and say their words. And people gotta start talking. Speak up and let them know what's going wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for coming in today.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a lot of flat, sorry.
Anyone else want to give public comment today? If not, I have an update here on the Farmers Market Nutrition Program. I spoke with Diana Lasky last night. She's Office of Senior Services. And as George had mentioned, there's 500 people on a waiting list in Schuylkill County for vouchers. Diacon heard from word of mouth that Dauphin County had a surplus of over 200 coupons. And they quickly got a hold of those coupons, and they're working day and night to get them out. There's about 500 people on our wait list. We won't get them all, but we'll get most of them. They're making calls. They're also arranged special pickups in Albany City and Tamaulipas, and working on one for Pottsville. The good news is we found vouchers. The bad news is their deadline for them being distributed is Friday the 29th. But Diacon is doing all they can to get it taken care of. I want to say thank you to the Office of Senior Services, Diacon, for finding this out and working tirelessly to get this done to our seniors. Diana Orlowski told me that this is the first year they've actually had a waiting list. That typically they send extra coupons back, so she will be upping her request for 2024. And once again, I want to say thank you to those folks for reaching out, making sure these coupons get the folks that need them. So that brings us to agenda item 3, approval of minutes. I'm looking for a motion to approve the Commissioners' meeting minutes for September 13th and also our work session of December 20th.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Henry?
Okay, under agenda item 4, children and youth, approval of the following agreements each with the term of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Signature Family Services, West Riding, PA, for in-home and community-based prevention, parenting and visitation services with hourly unit rates as follows. Parenting at $66, caseworker at $67, intensive program at $71, domestic violence at $71, ACT parenting program at $69, nurturing parenting at $69, and corollary service at $43. In addition, a request for the agreement with Valley Youth House Committee, Incorporated, Bethlehem, PA, for residential and independent living services with per diem rates as follows. Lehigh Valley Shelter, a specialized setting certified program at $508.63. Bucks County Shelter, $414.80. Thrive Residential at $510.84. Independent Living, real program base rate at $311.08. And supervised independent living, single rate at $255.14. Psychological Associates of Schuylkill County, LLC, Pottsville, for counseling services with rates as follows. Brief screening, which is a clinical interview inclusive of personality and or intellectual functioning assessment and a report, that would be at $425 per unit. Forensic dissertation, psychosexual, mental abuse, or bonding evaluation, each at $150 per hour. Polygraph testing at $400 per unit. Individual and family counseling at $100 per hour, and group counseling at $40 per session unit. And in addition, a request to approve Community Solutions Incorporated, Windsor, Connecticut, for multi-systemic therapy services at a per diem rate from $105, supplemental rate at a per diem rate of $25. Also, approval of addendum to an agreement with Pennsylvania Mentor dated November 23rd, 2022, extending its term period to include fiscal year 2023, 2024 at current rates and terms by amending their end rate, that's the end date to June 30th, 2024. And the approval of an addendum to the agreement with United Charities Incorporated dated January 25th, 2023, extending its term period to include fiscal year 2023 and 2024 at current rates and terms by amending the end date to June 30th, 2024. Is there a motion for these four agreements and also the two addendums?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, under Human Services, agenda item 8, block grant program. Approval of a rate agreement with Blue Sky Transportation Pottsville for medical assistance transportation service at a rate of $47.37 per one-way trip for the period of September 27th, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Is there a motion for this request?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Treasury report, agenda item 6, looking for approval of the treasurer's report for the month of August, which was presented last week at our work session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Under Human Services, personnel actions, I'll turn over to Mr. Tony.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I got an item from Children and Youth, the promotion of Holly Zaworski to County Caseworker 3 at a rate of 27.04, effective 10/9/23 from County Caseworker 2, pending drug test and physical, and all actions involving salary or core positions being created are pending salary board approval.
I don't have a copy, am I borrow here, Mr. Rice?
I'll make a motion to approve that, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
The Holly Zaworski.
Second?
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Additionally, I have some informational items, Commissioners. In domestic relations, revised start date for Charles Stetler Jr. as Case Officer 1, effective 10/2/23. That was changed from 9/25/23. And in juvenile probation, a promotion of Robert Workman to Juvenile Probation Officer 2, effective 8/28/23 from Juvenile Probation Officer 1.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, moving ahead to our finance office with Director Paul Buber. Morning, Paul.
Commissioners, good morning. This morning I have 4 items I'd like to present. The first 3 are budget adjustments. Each budget adjustment, we're adjusting budgetary authority within the respective departmental budget. We are not increasing overall spending, and each budget adjustment has an explanation on the bottom. The first one I'd like to present is on behalf of the prison for $4,235. Next one is on behalf of the Tax Claim Bureau for a total of $8,000. Commissioners, the purpose of this budget adjustment is for mileage reimbursement for posting 2022 tax notices, to purchase 10-day notice forms for upset sale, and to pay postage for mailing the 10-day notice forms. Last budget adjustment I'd like to present is on behalf of the Maintenance Department for $15,000. Commissioners, the purpose of this is to purchase cleaning supplies and products. They've identified some savings within their departmental budget, and they're just moving the budgetary authority over to that particular line item to move forward with the purchase of those products.
Any questions for Paul?
Could you explain the first one, Paul, please?
Sure. On behalf of the prison, what they're doing there, Commissioner, is to purchase a restraint mobile unit share. And again, they've identified savings in their departmental budget, and it's coming from one line item over to the other to make that purchase.
Which is a needed item.
That is
many
correct.
times over
Yeah,
there.
we've had the restraint chair over
I
there.
know that.
Yeah, and this is just
It's an
additional one.
Correct.
If I may, Commissioner, respond to your question, Catherine Bowman did get with me, they had a problem with the chair they had.
Right.
We had originally wanted to put this in the 2024 budget, but he did make his case, and did find the funds to move around. It was important to get one now
Sure.
rather than wait.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? If not, we have a request to make a budgetary adjustment for the 2023 budget in the amount of $4,235 for the prison, $8,000 for tax claim bureau, and $15,000 for maintenance. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
You also have here on behalf of the administration, an approval requested to authorize the county treasurer to open a separate bank account with the M&T Bank for the purpose of depositing and distributing funds in connection with seized property that is held by the DA's office as evidence. The bank shall be registered as the bank account shall be registered as a district attorney seized assets. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, coming up, under Mr. Bender, our Administrator of New Business, on behalf of the Tax Claim Bureau, approval of the attached 13 repository sales pursuant to 72 PS 5860.625. There's a total of 13 sales here listed. There are, 2 for South Manheim Township, 3 for Wayne Township, 1 for Gilberton Borough, 3 for Gerardville Borough, 3 for Monterey City Borough, and 1 for City of Potsdam. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of our Human Services, the Block Grant Program, approval of the fourth quarter medical assistance transportation program grantee cost report for fiscal year 2022 through 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of the grant writers, approve a contract with Alfred Benish and Company in the amount of $9,800 for engineering services for a Pine Grove Township ADA project. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of Mental Health, Developmental Services, approval to adopt Megan Roller-Hagen Ashland to the Mental Health Development Service Advisory Board for a 3-year term from September 27th through December 2022, December 27th, 2026. Is there a motion for that request?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, on behalf of Drug and Alcohol, approval to appoint Christopher Smith of Pottsville to the Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board for a 2-year term from September 27th, 2023 through September 27th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, on behalf of 911 Communications, approve a resolution for the County of Schuylkill urging the Pennsylvania General Assembly to reauthorize Chapter 53 of Title 35 to the Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes with a 911 surcharge increase. I do have a copy of the resolution here. We'll pick some highlights on it. Basically, what's going on with that is, in 2015, the General Assembly approved Legislative Act 12, and that Act 12 authorized each communication device two-way to be surcharged $1.65 per month. And that was to be used to fund 911 in all counties across Pennsylvania. There's been no increase since 2015. The new proposal is to be a higher rate, $2.30 per unit each month, and for a 5-year contract, and up to 15 cents, including 15 cents per year to cover cost inflation. The scary part about it, Mr. Buber mentioned last week, is that this money is coming in from the cell phones and landlines. Only 57% of the cost is covered, and 43% is coming out of county funds. So this, I think, is a great opportunity to reach out to our General Assembly and ask this should be covered. Copies of the resolution will be sent to Senator Argyle, all 4 of our reps. And once again, it's a 5-year authorization. And also, our Commissioner Association is urging all counties to get on the bandwagon here and asking for this to get passed. Any questions on the resolution?
I just wanted to make a comment that the governor has put forward an increase already. It's just that the increase that he has in there is still going to be a major shortfall. So that's the reason that we're requesting that the legislature increase it to the $2.30. And Scott, with you here, I know that you've been involved from a statewide basis to review that. And again, the reauthorization is needed. If we don't have this done by January, that could just cut funding pretty much completely.
It goes away.
It all goes away. And so again, we appreciate where the governor's at, however, we need to have the legislature step up and to increase that amount to properly fund 911 services. And by doing this, this also keeps it from going on the property tax, the property owners, and we're getting the number to the end user. So people who have cell phones will have that included in their cell phone charge. Thank you.
So once again, Scott, what we're saying is that right now we're actually covering 43% of the cost of this program. And if it dies in January, we cover 100%.
Correct.
Okay, so we need to get, once again, we're reaching out to our senator, also our 4 reps, Dane Watrow, Tim Torzik, Jamie Horton, and Joanne Ster. And we've had conference calls with them, they're all on board with us. They want to get it done too.
I just want to make sure that, because Representative Watrow is on the committee that is charged with this to get it put forward to the General Assembly, so, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion for the approved resolution.
So,
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of the prison, approval of amendment to the current existing contract with Trinity Services Group Incorporated of Oldsmar, Florida, to modify the menu and adjust meal prices accordingly. Total cost per tray will be $2.27. All terms and conditions of the current contract shall remain in full force and effect for 1 year. Is there a motion for that request?
so moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of Election Bureau, approval to increase the hourly rates for election rovers to $12 per hour for November 7th, 2023 municipal election. The current rate is $10 per hour. Rovers will be paid mileage at the rate of 65.5 cents per mile to be traveled on election day to assigned polling places. Assigned polling sites or wherever needed. In addition, approval to increase the hourly rate for scanner and machine delivery drivers to $14 per hour in preparation for the November 7th, 2023 municipal election. The current rate is $10 per hour. Is there a motion to these two requests?
So moved.
Second.
On the
One
question?
question,
Sure
if
thing.
I may, Mr. Chairman. Again, we ask that for those in the media to please get out word about the number of volunteers that are needed to run an election properly. I know the time and effort that people put in. Some people take their civic duties very seriously. However, the people who we have are getting up in age, and we need to get good people at the polls to assist. So if you could please get the word out to make sure that we need good people, and please contact Mr. Greg Hosky at the Election Bureau. Thank you.
So I believe we have a motion in a second. Okay, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, on behalf of Children and Youth, Language Line Service Incorporated dated December 16th, 2020, for purchase of interpretation services, extending its term period to include fiscal year 2023 and 2024 at current rates of terms by amending the end date to June 30th, 2024, and introducing additional interpretation service as follows: video remote interpreting, American Sign Language at $2.95 per minute, and Language Line app subscription for video interpretation on up to 10 mobile devices at $30 per month. The second request for a Schuylkill Intermediate Unit I-29 dated August 24, 2022, the purchase of a day treatment services, increasing its contract cap in the amount of $42,630 for a total cap in fiscal year 2022-2023 of $439,530. In addition, Schuylkill Intermediate Unit number 29 for purchase of day treatment services at a per diem rate of $210 with a contract cap of $573,300 for the term July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. And finally, Albright Cleaning Services, Pine Grove, for purchase of cleaning services at $20 per hour per worker with minimum labor charge of $80 per work assignment for the term July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. Is there a motion for those 4 requests?
So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halkovich?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Anything else additional to bring before this Commissioner's Board? If not, I'll entertain a motion for
So
adjournment.
moved.
Okay, move